to how to fix your crappy mistake that you made because you looked away from your sewing machine to grab a drink or to chase a kid or to stop said kid from hitting themselves in the head with a bat. My very best friend is my seam ripper because you're gonna make mistakes, you're gonna mess up, you're gonna look away or have one too many while you're sewing. So you're gonna mess up, so it's important to know how to fix that. Like I said, seam ripper, best friend. I don't know how many projects I've torn apart and redone. So this is the one that my machine came with. It's really basic. They can be really fancy even with eraser type of ends so that you can get the little holes out of the fabric from where your needle just wound up. So anyway, you just open it up and it fits together so it's longer so you're not trying to poke yourself. But the lid is nice so you don't poke yourself for real because that's not fun. Nobody wants that. It really depends on what your preference is for tearing out a seam. You could start at the very, very end and just try and wiggle your way through the fabric. So you could start at the very end and slide that through. You see how the thread is hooked on to the seam ripper's hook. So you just slide it through and it rips the seam. So my preferred method though, because that doesn't really do much, is to start somewhere down a little bit and go ahead and just grab one of the threads on the outside and then just kind of force it open. You see that? See how it just opens? So then you just find a way to hang on to the fabric and just push it through, pull. That way it's just easier. You don't have to worry about accidentally cutting any pieces of fabric. So sometimes, I mean, it's kind of hard, but maybe not too bad. It just depends on how wide your stitches are. But really, some seam rippers have this little ball on the end. My fancy sewing machine did not come with a fancy seam ripper though. That will protect the fabric. So sometimes I'll just hold the fabric in between these two fingers. I don't know their names, sorry, I'm not a biology person. I just kind of hang on and let the seam ripper do the work as far as ripping out the seam. So once that's done, then it'll leave behind little loose threads. In some fabrics, usually the ones that aren't the greatest will leave little holes like this one. You see the little bitty holes in there? So that's where just rubbing it, or if you have a pencil eraser, you can just kind of rub that and it'll get rid of the holes and it'll make it look like nothing's ever been there. So you just get rid of these. You can do a lint roller or just pull them out and you're done.